Hey guys, it's Daniel coming at you with another perspective video. So today I have something a little bit nicer, a little bit more optimistic. Now something that maybe perhaps I don't share the optimism with, and maybe perhaps you guys watching do not as well. However, it's very important that these people that we're about to see are actually trying to build a better future. Now, we'll talk a little bit within the video of the likelihood of them succeeding, but we should always support people trying to build a better future. Let's take a look.
Dear Vice President Joe Biden.
Dear Vice President Joe Biden.
Dear Vice President Joe Biden.
We write to you as leaders from a diverse array of organizations building political power for young people in the United States.
We are deeply committed to ending a presidency that has set the clock back on all of the issues that impact our lives.
While you are now the presumptive Democratic nominee, it is clear that you were unable to win the votes of the vast majority of voters under 45 years old during the primary.
I like what they're going with this. I understand the point of view that they are taking. They're taking the point of view that, look, we have political power. We're young people. You need us. We're about 30% of the vote. You're going to need us to win. You can't just expect us to fall in line. So good on them. Good they're making this video. I'm glad they're making this push. I don't think they're going to succeed in it, but I think that it's positive that they're making it, because even if they do not succeed, we get to say that we outstretched a hand toward the Biden administration, or the, well, Democrats hope to be the Biden administration, and it was slapped away from us. So I think either way, this is good. And I want to thank NowThis for putting these and a number of other wonderful videos together, but we should continue.
With young people poised to play a critical role deciding the next president, you need to have more young people enthusiastically supporting and campaigning with you to defeat Trump.
The division must be reconciled so we can unite the party to defeat Trump.
Young people are issue-first voters.
Yeah, that's what we've been saying on the show this entire time. The way that you win is by having policies. The way you don't win is by having a cult of personality or assaulting slightly less women. I like where they're going with this video, and I support them. I really do. I think that we should all support people that are trying to build a better future in this way. Again, what are the chances that the Biden campaign is going to take this anywhere seriously? Because we haven't even heard the very specific and concrete demands that they're about to lay out in this video. But once we hear them, do you really think the Biden campaign is going to follow them?
Fewer identify with a political party than any other generation.
Exclusively anti-Trump messaging won't be enough to lead any candidate to victory.
We need you to champion the bold ideas that have galvanized our generation and given us hope in the political process.
As the party's nominee, the following commitments are needed to earn the support of our generation and unite the party for a general election against Donald Trump.
First, we're requesting several personnel commitments, including
Pledge to reject current or former Wall Street executives or corporate lobbyists or people affiliated with the fossil fuel, health insurance, and private prison corporations from your transition team as your advisors to your cabinet.
I really like this condition. I really, really do like this condition. Again, if you don't know a lot about politics, I know a lot of you guys watch know a decent amount about politics, quite a bit in fact. But for people that don't know a lot about politics, what I tell them is just focus on where they get their money and who they hang out with. That's generally enough to know everything about the candidate. So if you can get a Joe Biden to not have lobbyists around him, not have fossil fuel people around him, not have Wall Street people around him, that's enormous, because then he could be surrounded. Now, what are the other people that are going to surround him is probably the good second question, but I don't think you can really find more dangerous people than the people they're asking to be eliminated. So, good.
Pledge to appoint elected leaders who endorse Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren as co-chairs of his transition team, such as Representatives Pramila Jayapal, Ro Khanna, Ayanna Pressley, and Katie Porter.
We want you to appoint a number of trusted progressive voices on your campaign's numerous policy working groups, including the policy teams of Governor Jay Inslee, Senator Sanders, and Senator Warren, union leaders Mary Kay Hendry and Bonnie Castillo and Sarah Nelson, criminal justice reformers like Aramis Ayala, Brian Stevenson, and Larry Krasner, and others.
I really like this. I really do like this. This is more that you will see on anywhere on TV, anywhere on CNN, anywhere on anything else. They have, here's who we do not want you to have on your team. Here's who we do want you to have on your team. Really appreciate it. Nice work, guys.
Pledge to appoint a DHS secretary committing to dismantling ICE and CBP as we know them.
Commit to appoint a national director of gun violence prevention in the White House.
Commit to appoint advisors to the White House National Economic Council and Office of Management and Budget who believe in the principles of the Green New Deal.
The coalition has also requested you commit to certain policies, such as a $10 trillion Green New Deal stimulus package,
a comprehensive plan to reduce gun deaths by 50% in 10 years.
Allowing the government to manufacture generic prescription drugs.
Free undergraduate tuition and the cancellation of student loan debt.
A wealth tax.
Executive actions on immigration to stop deportations, and commitment to end the collaboration between ICE and local police.
Equitable marijuana legalization.
Abolishing the filibuster.
Calling for solutions that match the scale, scope, and urgency of the problems we are facing right now is not radical.
I really like this video. I really, really like this video. This has all the hallmarks of all the things that everyone on Hardlines has always been talking about. It's, we don't want you to do this, but it's not just we don't want you to do this, that's it. It's, we don't want you to do this, but we want you to do this instead. We don't want these people, we want these people. We want these policies, we want commits. Now, I want to know how they would expect to verify that these commitments are going to be made and not just promises that an election has that it doesn't keep. Now, that's a separate thing. That's a couple bridges away from where we're at right now. But if they get anything, they're still getting a better cut, still getting a better commission than Sanders did, which was nothing. So let's see if this goes anywhere. But here's the important thing about making a video like this that I would also expect out of them. If you're telling Joe Biden that if you will support him vigorously, if he follows X, Y, and Z, you must also be willing to not support him if he doesn't. Because if you can offer all these things and say, hey, if you want our vote, you're going to have to do this, and just saying orange man bad won't be enough, then you have to show it in action, which means that if he does just do orange man bad, doesn't do any of your policies, doesn't do any of your requests for people coming in or keeping people out, it's your responsibility to not support him. Otherwise, again, why should anyone take you seriously? If I go up to someone and say, I'm going to take that from you, and they say, if you take that, I'll call the police, and then I take it and they don't call the police, then I probably know who to take something from. It's not a good example, but you get my point. This is good. This is better than what Sanders has been doing. I'm glad to see them doing this. But I just worry that these are the same people that if nothing happens, they will still say, okay, we got to support Biden, which you can't do, because otherwise, why do that video? Why? Biden's not getting any vote from me until I am sure that he's going to do stuff that I'm not sure he's going to do. So, but right now, he does not earn my vote. I am coming from a point of view of Biden has not earned my vote, and he must do things to earn my vote that I don't expect him to do. But I'm always open to changing my mind, because that's the thing to do. I'm going to stick with my ideology.
If nothing else, this moment of crisis should show that this is the pragmatic thing to do.
We want results, and we're leading some of the movements that will help deliver them.
Our generation is the future.
If you aim to motivate, mobilize, and welcome us in,
we will work tirelessly to align this nation with its highest ideals.
Guys, this is the issue with this video. It's sort of the big issue, but again, I really do like the video overall. It's just a series of carrots. I don't see a single stick anywhere in this video. I see people going, and I think rightfully so, I think they're marketing themselves and they're showing the power they have. But again, it's like 30% of the vote. If you don't get the youth vote, you're not going to win anyway. But I think the Biden campaign thinks that we're just going to capitulate anyway. So when you say all these great things, hey, Joe Biden, we ask you to commit to not having lobbyists. We ask you to commit to having regular people. We ask you to commit to following these set of policies. Where is the, hey, Joe Biden, if you don't do these things, we're not going to vote for you. Joe Biden, if you don't follow through on these things that we are asking, we will not vote for you. Where is that? Where is that part of this video? That has to be in there. There has to be both a carrot and a stick. If the Biden campaign looks at this video and goes, oh, yeah, screw those dumb kids, they'll vote for us anyway because Orange Man is bad. And if they're right, They don't have to take you seriously ever. Ever. If you're going to vote for Joe Biden anyway, what's the point in giving you anything? What literally would be the point in offering any amount of concessions? Now, if the youth started saying en masse, Joe Biden, you're going to make a deal with us or you're going to lose the election, seems a little bit better. Now, they mentioned that 45 and under solidly against Biden. True statement. Very true. But if they're going to vote for him anyway, why does it matter? Again, if there's no stick in this video, the carrot's sort of not needed. I'm not really sure offering help to a campaign that thinks that you're worthless, has no respect for you, doesn't think that they even need to campaign for you, is going to work. We've already seen the early stuff that the Biden campaign has thrown out there. It's pandering in its worst way. It's narcissistic. It treats the sensibilities of the youth as just people that are going to go for the shinier object rather than people that want to go for policy. And again, it's so important. This is what we're doing at Hard Lens. I'm not going to vote for Joe Biden unless he accomplished... Actually, that list would be okay. I understand the situation. Sanders really screwed our hand on how much power we had to affect this conversation. I understand that. I'm not going to be pointlessly an idealist. However, it is up to us to, well, what is the value that they want out of us to begin with? It's our vote. That's what they want out of us. So I, for one, will not vote for Joe Biden unless he earns my vote. My default stance is I will vote third party unless someone convinces me otherwise, and I have to believe it. It can't just be, oh yeah, no, I'll definitely do Medicare for all. Can't be that. It can't be that. Joe Biden has already said that he has no empathy for millennials. He has no empathy for the policies that we want put forward. In fact, he's responsible for a lot of the policies we're asking for are there to undo policies that he himself has put forward, such as college debt, such as the criminal industrial complex, the prison industrial complex that we have here in America. Joe Biden has to make a lot of commitments. Now, I do think a good way to show how sincere he is about those commitments is actually the first part of this video. And that is changes to personnel. Again, the most important thing to know if you don't know a lot about a candidate or you're not that much into politics, where do they get their money from and who do they hang out with? You can basically infer everything out of that. So if Joe Biden makes that change, that's actually something that might sway me. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But why throw away an opportunity when an opportunity could exist? Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. What would it take for you to vote for Joe Biden? What would he have to do? Is there anything he could do? How could he win your vote? And what would keep you from voting for him? Let me know in the comments down below. Guys, I'll see you on the show.